Barbara, I always tell people, forget about the Soho House. This is the club I want to be in. This is a great club to be in. Are you guys excited about the new year? We're talking about Berkshire Hathaway, their cash pile, and what it may signal. But when we're talking about the ultra wealthy, are they excited about the opportunities in the market going into 2025?
They are excited, and that's primarily because they are so diligent in terms of looking at those opportunities. We also share our information with each other. So we have a market opportunities and risk meeting every month, and we've got members who are in all different areas, and they share their expertise with us. We've got a few members that are advising the administration on Bitcoin. And so we're getting direct feedback from the administration on how they view Bitcoin. In fact, we know that Trump is looking at the price of Bitcoin as a measure of how younger people feel about the market today. Just like he looks at the stock market, he's also looking at the price of Bitcoin. We also know that we've got so many different people in the administration who are favorable towards Bitcoin, including the new SEC chairman, as well as the Commerce Secretary, the vice president. 50% of his holdings are in Bitcoin. There are people across the board in this new administration. So this is going to be the most positive administration ever, and we expect the regulatory environment to be positive as well towards Bitcoin.
That's really interesting. We often talk about the president-elect being the president that has the most focus on Wall Street and the business community. Why don't we lean in on this? How do your members, how do they see Bitcoin? Obviously, it's had a tremendous rise, up more than 30% since the election. As we go into 2025, are they seeing more opportunity in the cryptocurrency space?
They actually see huge opportunity in the cryptocurrency space because we anticipate that Bitcoin is going to be used and be able to be deposited in banks. So imagine depositing Bitcoin in a bank and watching it increase while it's also gaining interest. So we think that there is an opportunity for making Bitcoin deposits. And again, we think that we're going to be able to collateralize Bitcoin once it's in banks, and so you can borrow against it. So huge opportunities with a regulatory and administration that's going to be very friendly towards this.
Let's talk about the equity market for a minute. We had a stat earlier in the show. We had our CNBC data team run the numbers. Since the election, the Mag 7 are making up 95% of the S&P 500's gains. Are you guys worried about some of this market concentration, the fact that it's a very narrow band of stocks that are really pushing the market higher?
Well, you have to find the opportunities all over the place. So, in fact, we found one company that has delivered the most dividend of any company, consistently 20% increase year over year for the past 20 years, and that's a natural gas company in Canada. And so we're very diligent about looking at every market and finding opportunities, just like a Warren Buffett. So that's why we can relate to his strategy. He's holding cash. We hold cash until we find something that we think is a good investment. And we're also leveraging the background of our members. Our members come from every different field. They're the superstars in every different area. And so they're telling us in that market opportunities call, they tell us what they're doing. They share their information with us, and then we follow their direction.
All right, so Barbara, let me ask you this. Berkshire Hathaway, $325 billion or so cash holding right now. But your members, according to my notes at least, you guys find this maybe as a concerning sign, but you're saying you hold cash as well. So why would it be concerning for Berkshire to have that record high cash pile?
Well, I think it's not concerning necessarily. It's more that we are watching what he's doing carefully. He could also be pulling back in anticipation of a market pullback. We know that there is a lot of debt right now, so that's a problem. So we're just being very cautious. We take him as a bellwether. We are always very conscious of what Warren Buffett is doing. But as I said, there are lots of opportunities in the market, and they might not be the traditional opportunities. So we still think that if you're diligent, you can find spaces that will grow. But when Warren Buffett pulls back, we are very conscious of that.